Morning everybody. Since I last did a short talk in my flat yesterday, so much has changed already. I mean, oh my god. So the Labour MP Rua she hacked her own career, big glitch, and now she's been suspended. She's probably going to get sacked for making very strange comments about the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Quasi. So there's that. And then yesterday, daytime, the not NordVPN, that's what they should have been using, but the Nord Stream pipeline from Russia to Europe got blown up. I think the seismologists counted 2 big explosions. So this morning I've seen many theories, very interesting ones, saying the frogmen of France, the frogmen, the scuba divers of France who blew up the Rainbow Warrior Greenpeace boat because they were going to protest against the French nuclear tests in the Mururoa atoll. So did Macron do it? A lot of people, including Polish politicians on Twitter, blaming the Americans. Some people are blaming the Germans, but most people are blaming the Russians. Now, for America or France or Germany or Britain to blow up a pipeline like that in international waters, and that can cause extreme destabilization of financial markets and geopolitics, which who knows whether we want that. Do we want that, or do they want that? I don't know if I should say we. I'm not in government. Whoa, tram! So Russia, or should we call it the Putin regime? The Putin regime has no problems with destabilizing world markets, no problem with invading sovereign nations, no problem with holding sham elections in invaded, occupied regions, no problem sending FSB agents into Salisbury to poison some former Russian people, no problem having big chunks of London shut down from radiation contamination from killing their former spies. No problem. And then people are saying, well, why would the Russians do it when they can just switch off the tap at the source? Why, they go, and it's off. Yeah, but they could do that, but then they'd look like the bad guys. They'd look like they're wanting grannies to freeze. But if they accidentally or secretly blow up the pipeline, then there's that, hey man, you okay? Good to see you. Then there's that plausible deniability. And of course, causing destabilization increases the price of gas. Who benefits most from an increase in the price of gas? Of course, an economy whose GDP is reliant on a giant chunk coming from gas. Russia! We all learned the tune for the Russian national anthem from Tetris, didn't we? Or was it The Hunt for the Red October on the Nintendo 8-bit? Anyway, nice pink turban. Good man. So, that's not even the big bit of news I wanted to bring you guys. The big bit of news I wanted to bring you guys is from the outside looking in, it looks like the complete failure of the Conservative Party, the new Liz Truss. Elizabeth Truss is our new Prime Minister. And in her first few days in power, the monarch, the Queen, passed away. The economy tanked. Her new Chancellor of the Exchequer, Mr. Kwarteng, brought in some measures which were widely derided by the public because they were, true to Conservative form, massive tax cuts for the rich. Now, of course, their theory, it's not like, oh, we hate the poor, let's help the rich. Their theory being that removing the shackles from entrepreneurs and powerful people, they'll start new businesses, they'll hire a lot of poor people, they'll hire a lot of people, create new jobs, more profit, more money, more investment, more people will invest in Great Britain from abroad. That's the theory. But the financial markets responded incredibly badly. They hated it as much as people of a left-wing persuasion hated it. The pound collapsed. It's now at parity with the dollar pretty much, parity with the euro pretty much. Bond yields, which I don't understand too much, I should look more into it, but bond yields have shot up. The rate of borrowing cash has shot up. The interest rates, mortgages, if you've got a fat mortgage, you're going to be paying many hundreds of pounds a month if you're on a variable rate. So, and then not only that, not only are letters of no confidence starting to come in, many people saying Liz Truss is no leader to have at a time of war. I know we're not at war, but we're in a proxy war, a proxy neo-Cold War against the neo-Soviets, the Zs, the Zs, the Russians. So it's all looking very funky. They're saying house prices are going to collapse. And the reason I wanted to come into the sunshine and wear my NASA shirt to upset all the flat earthers. Now look guys, flat earthers, the world is flat if you approach it on a spaceship traveling at the speed of light. The world is flat, but other than that, I promise you it's a sphere. It's a globe, I promise you. So, luckily my 3 children are not of military age, but I know a lot of my viewers do have kids, or a lot of my viewers are of military age. And, you know, the pessimist in me thinks that we're moving towards World War III. That old saying that nothing in politics happens by accident. We had that giant food market, the organic wholesale food market, went up in flames in Paris. I'm not even going to talk about inflation in this country. My God, the price of things in the supermarket, the price for anything is so much more. The retail prices index. And the question you're going to have to ask yourself or ask your kids is if, you know, the elites decide that they want to depopulate the poor in the old-fashioned way through warfare, whether conventional or nuclear, Russia and China will get on board. They've got a lot of useless eaters, they call them, a lot of poor people, a lot of drains on the economy, people taking benefits and needing this and net drain, lifetime net drain. You see individuals, you know, some people pay a lot of tax, they get jobs, they blah, 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 they build up businesses. But other people, from the moment they're born to the moment they die, they're a net drain on the economy. It's just cost after cost after cost after need after need after need. So, it looks as if the world is heading towards a Iran, China, Russia versus the West. And what's going to be the aim of it? Well, what they'll tell us, there's a Ridley Scott's Alien, like it's going to pop out a facehugger. They tell us it's to fight for freedom, for human rights, for Ukraine, for Taiwan. But ultimately it's about financial markets and money and profit and control of resources. It's about gas fields. It's about oil fields. It's about the dollar as the world's reserve currency. So ask yourself and ask your children, do you want to die for the Bank of England? Do you want to die for Goldman Sachs? Do you want to die so that Halliburton and Exxon and Mobil and British Petroleum and Petronas can have better access to the incredibly large gas fields in the Donbass and in the Luhansk region? I think the answer is no. Of course, the newspapers, the media, they will sell it to you. We are fighting for freedom. We are fighting for the future for your children. But all wars are a racket. All wars are a way for big business and powerful people to make more money and consolidate. And they kill a lot of poor people. They never send the rich, they send the poor. And I didn't think I'd be saying this unironically, but as it does look like we're going towards a kind of World War III scenario, maybe speak to your children and say that it's worth sacrificing for your family, for your friends, for your hometown, but it's maybe not worth sacrificing for pension funds, for big business, for gas companies, for oil companies, and for depopulating poor people. You know, it's a strange old world, and the older you get, the more you see how the media, they have two jobs. They have one job is to inform you as to what's going on, but their second job is to maintain stability for those at the top of the hierarchy by telling the public, the plebs, the peasants, what they need to hear, what they want them to hear. And right now, on the back of the Queen's death, this rising patriotism, rising nationalism, it's all looking like they're going to go for the old-fashioned way of getting rid of large chunks of people. I mean, look at Ukraine and Russia. Let's say both sides have lost in death 50,000 young men. That's 100,000 young men that should have started families, had jobs, had kids, and they're gone now. And so 100,000 dead young men. Imagine the 500,000 or maybe 1 million injured young men, legs blown off, disfigured, sterilized by things getting chopped off by shrapnel. So it's not good. We're back in the era of big warfare again. And whoever you blame, the Russians did yeah. Anyway, we don't need to at this stage pump blame in because nobody knows. Vladimir Putin says why he did what he did. Joe Biden has his reasons for threatening catastrophic retaliation if they use a battlefield nuke in the east of Ukraine. But my geopolitical analysis is, I think Vladimir Putin is, he's not going to budge, he's not going to surrender, he's not going to compromise. And when they're going to have these sham elections in the east of Ukraine and turn it into Russian soil, and then they're going to have every excuse to drop a few battlefield nukes, which are terrible weapons that will cross a threshold. But will the West respond with nuclear weapon? What does Biden mean by catastrophic response? A catastrophe for who? For the masses? For the poor? Or for the hyper-rich and the hyper-elites? No, of course not. They never suffer in a time of war. So this is Charlie Veitch. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great, great, great rest of the week.